So how did you make the crossover into, because I've read somewhere where you're quite well known in the contemporary
Dance world.
genre, dance world. Yeah, how did you make the crossover?
That happened towards the end of the 90s when China, but unfortunately China Black, as all bands eventually do, ended up on that slippery slope because of it's not her fault. She's now in the press at the moment, but it wasn't her fault. But we had a song coming out called Don't Throw It All Away. No, it wasn't Don't Throw It All Away. It was If My Emotions Get the Better of Me, It's Cause of You. A really cool, soulful pop reggae song recorded at Jazzy B Soul to Soul Studios.
Yeah.
We got some proper authentic reggae artists in because I wanted to go back to the original grassroots reggae sound, which is where searching originally started in the late 80s, 90s.
Yeah.
Before Michael was given a brief to make it sound much more poppy because they thought the general public wouldn't be able to handle Reggae music.
Yeah, Reggae music.
This Reggae music, and I'm like, you don't understand the general public. They can handle reggae music.
Yeah.
To the point where I was going to venues and they were saying, we don't want that pop stuff. Can you do the original reggae version by Longsy D? And I'm not going, more than happy to.
Yeah.
So we did the track, Emotions. Emotions was supposed to come out, and unfortunately, Princess Di got killed in that car crash.
Oh, yes.
And the record label was still going to put the record out. And I said, the record's going to die on its bum. Because right now, radio programming has changed overnight as if the Queen or someone like that had passed away, which they do. They're not going to play uplifting, they're going to play the somber. Boom, 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 boom. And the only tune that was killing it at the time was Elton John's Candle in the Wind.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So,
yes.
So I'm like, this is not a marketplace to release music into. But of course, the label went with it, and I'm like going, well, I don't want nothing to do with you lot then. Because I thought I'd give my boots in it.
Yeah.
So, I'm a starman. I'll get signed tomorrow.
Yeah. Do you know who I am? You know.
And then it became, do you know who I was?
Oh God.
Don't you know who I was?
So that's
off the back of that, China Black ended up in the wilderness for a little bit, and the back end of that, I ended up working with a few dance producers that wanted that soulful vocal house sound, which I got from listening to Shalimar and your Freddie Jacksons and your Evelyn Champagne Kings and your New York Skies and all the rest of it. That the Philly Soul and Solar Records and all that sort of stuff. So all that sort of like, that's the way love is. All that falsetto and all that sort of stuff. That's what they were wanting, and that to me is easy.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I ended up doing that sort of stuff with like Alistair Whitehead and a guy called Michela Chiavarini that did a massive track with Seal and all these guys. Excuse me. I started doing that stuff, and then I ended up working with a young kid at Island Records. I think Darkus was there because Darkus was an A&R at Island at the time.
Right.
So I ended up working over at Island Records in the basement where Bob Marley used to record. Over in Ireland, not in Ireland, the country, but Island Records, up in Hammersmith, where it was at the Black Lion Square, where it was at the time. Ended up working with him, and I did a song called Feel the Vibe, back in 2000, 2001. Did a, and it just goes, vibe, yeah, you gotta feel the vibe, yeah, kind of vibe, feel the vibe, kind of vibe. Did that. That just took off around the world. And then all of a sudden I was thrusted into the house music scene. So I started doing a lot of different dance tracks with different producers because they'd heard that. So they came to me direct.
Right.
And I started doing that. And then in 2005, I did a song called Nothing But Love with Axel because we wanted to recreate the magic we had with Feel the Vibe.
Yeah.
We did I got nothing but love for you. Did that track. That went even bigger, ended up in the first In-Betweeners movie. Up to won a few awards in the dance scene, and then before you knew it, I was established as a dance artist.
If you see me walking down the street, I got nothing but love for you. Even if you're trying to diss me, I got nothing but love for you. It don't matter if I'm riding high or low, I got nothing but love for you. No matter where I'm about to go, I got nothing but love for you. Different point of view. I don't care if it ain't the same to me. If I see you riding high or low, it don't matter what you say or do, I got nothing but love for you.
The record, while I was recording that record
Yeah.
in Stockholm with Axwell, we went out, myself, Axwell, and his two other mates, Steve Angelo and Sebastian Ingrosso, went out for dinner. And they said, what do you think of the name Swedish House Mafia? And I'm like, why? He said, because we're Swedish. No, he's Swedish. We love house music, and he's Italian. So Swedish House Mafia. If you know Swedish House Mafia, then the rest is history, because they then had massive hits with Who's Gonna Save the World Tonight? And Don't you worry, child. Heaven's got a plan for you. That's them boys. But I was involved with them from the beginning. Well, I've known it for 20 years. So that I got dragged along in the, I suppose, the tsunami wave of that whole scene coming through. And now 20 years later, I'm still in it. Just done a tune with guys called Third Party.
Yeah.
And a young, an artist from Ireland that lives over here called GVN. Yeah. And that came out last week, and it absolutely, we did an Instagram live.
Yeah.
With hundreds of people on it.
Yeah. It's going
from
to
all over the world.
Views already. It's got thousands of views already. Yeah,
Yeah.
I saw it. Yeah, so well
I've
done.
just had a message. It's gone straight in the top. I think it's number 5 on Beatport. It's already entered charts and stuff like that. So it's some people think because they don't hear me in the pop scene or reggae, what I've stopped. But I've been doing dance music a
Yeah,
hell of a lot longer than I was. China Black was 1990, 89, 90, late 89, 90 to about 97, 98.
okay.
And then I did a couple of years where I ran around with like Tom Jones, doing backing vocals for Tom Jones. I then ended up writing a song for Blue that then got taken by Robin Gibb from the Bee Gees. Robin took the song and didn't want to change anything on the song, and then I ended up touring with Robin for 12 years until he passed. But while I was running around with Robin around the world singing all the "How deep is your love" and "Stay alive," doing all that stuff around the world, I was doing my dance stuff to keep my sanity.
No, I mean, do you sometimes pause and look at your musical career and how things have happened for you? Because you have done really well, you know, from Birmingham to London, and then it's like, you know.
I come from a working class family, so we have what's known as a strong work ethic. And when people go, "Boy, you're lucky," I said, "Well, if hard work means I'm in the right place to get spotted, or I'm doing the right things for people to go, I want to work with him, then that's luck." But if it's me sitting at home watching Coronation Street or EastEnders, watching somebody else get paid, then the phone ain't gonna ring.
Yeah.
You've got to create the situations for yourself. So if it's hard work that creates luck, then yeah, I'm lucky.
Yeah. Oh no, you worked hard. Put it that way, because it's.
I try to.
Yeah.
I do try to. I don't.
Yeah.
If you, as my mom once said, look, find something you enjoy doing. Convince people to pay you to do it, and you'll never work a day in your life.
I agree with you. Yeah, because the things I love doing, I do it for much
longer
than if I didn't want to do it.
Exactly.
So yeah, how did you?
Just orange juice. It's just orange juice.
That comes on to my next question, because I was saying how the music world, or that kind of world, it's known for the drugs and the alcohol and the rock and roll and banging the guitars and on smashing up hotel rooms. And how did you partake in that kind of life, or did you stay away from it?
I always see myself as the one person that's going to get the bad batch.
Yeah.
So with that mindset, I've never done a line of coke, never taken an E, never done amphetamines or whatever, horse tranquilizer. I don't even know what it is they take. I've never done it.
Horse tranquilizer.
The strongest thing I've done is probably hydroponics. You know what? And even after that, I was like, I'm a bit of a control freak, and I don't like if I'm not in control.
Yeah.
The most I do now is I will partake in the odd. I was going to say odd glass, the odd bottle of champagne.
Yes. Yeah, you like champagne. Yeah.
Yeah, man. When you
I
go
think
to
you're entitled. Yeah, I think by now. Yeah.
When you go to I remember going to a club. I love these guys in Riga, in Latvia. I remember going to the club and I was walking through and I spotted. I went, oh, they got Dom, they got this, they got Grand Annie. What? They got Cristal. So the guy went, what do you want to drink? I went, Cristal. I went, okay. I went, raw. Okay. Man, just coming, put it in an ice bucket. I'm like, I'm coming back here again, blood. If you just bossing that Cristal like that for me to just drink like it's water, whenever you need me, just call.
Okay. So anybody listening, he likes his Cristal. So yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Well, right now in lockdown and Rishi Sunak little handouts, that ain't happening.
No.
Not that it would be happening on a day-to-day basis. Not that it would be happening, because right now, if I need a drink of champagne, Aldi's running things.
Yeah.
Aldi and Lidl, Cinia, not even Sainsbury's. All the other supermarkets.
Well, speaking of the pandemic, how have you coped? How have you found it
Um,
this year?
uh, the thing I found hard is the fact that I can't travel.
Yeah,
That's
same
the thing
here.
that I found hard.
Mm.
The fact that I can't. I had so much lined up because the beginning of the year, I went through a process last year where, for me to have the freedom to do what I want to do, it's about ownership. So I went for and got the ownership of the name China Black. So
Okay.
it's registered with the government, and I now own the name China Black. So there was a load of shows lined up because Simon doesn't really want to go out
Mm.
and do stuff. And when he's approached, it's a little bit like so I thought rather than have to deal with anything on that nature,
Yeah.
just as ownership, which
Mm.
gives me power and
The
control.
control. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because China Black is 26 years ago,
Mm.
and I don't want to be umming and ahhing. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that came through in January. So there was a load of festivals coming up. We were supposed to be doing something just before the Jacksons. I was supposed to be doing something at Catter's Farm. I
Mm.
was supposed to be doing something in Liverpool where I did China Black in one room, and then I'd
Mm-hmm.
run across to the dance room and do my dance stuff as Errol Reid.
Okay.
Um, I had shows lined up in Thailand, Doha, Moscow, St. Petersburg, Kazakhstan, and Austria.
Right. Right.
All this stuff that was lined up, so I'm like going, yes, bro, 2020 is
Yeah.
looking good.
Yeah.
So I thought, yeah, 2020 is looking good. 23rd of March, somebody just came around with a flamethrower
Yeah.
and burn it down. And I'm
Yeah.
like, cancelled everything. People like cancelling gigs, particularly the Far East.
Yes. Yes.
The gigs were dropping like flies. So I'm like going, there's something going on in Asia.
Yeah.
What's going on in Asia? Why are they cancelling all these gigs and people
Yeah.
are quarantining and there's like a bad flu? And then I saw it coming across like a wave, and I'm like going,
Yes. Yeah.
okay. They're cancelling gigs in St. Petersburg is gone, Moscow's gone, blah blah. There's something coming, man. You
Oh,
lot need to shut the borders. And then when it hit Italy, I'm like going, yeah, it's getting closer.
yeah.
France, Spain, I'm like going, yo, 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 listen, you not need to lock it off. What are
Yeah.
you not doing? Don't mess up my gigs over here. And then when it hit here, I went, all right, that's it.
Forget it.
Everything,
Yeah.
everything
Yeah.
mash up. I
Forget
thought,
it.
that's it. You lot have mashed up everything. And I got friends from all over the world, and they were just coming in and out of the country like it was a normal travel day. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I'm
Yeah.
like going, okay. I met my friends go, so when you question that border patrol, no, just showed my passport and walked in. I'm like, really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got that. Yeah, my friend said that as well. They didn't have to. There was nothing. They just came in as
No,
local.
they got quizzed. One of my friends, she said I got quizzed more at passport control in France than I did coming to England. Why are you going to England? What are you going to be doing in England? Where are you staying?
Yeah.
England. Welcome. Walk in.
Yeah. So that leading off that the thing that black people or ethnic minority are more likely to die. That
Robin.
song, Hidden Hands.
Hidden Hands. Yeah,
How did that come? Yeah.
leading to that, I think they now know that it's more socio-economic than genetic.
Yeah.
Because if that was the case, the whole of Africa would have mash up.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So they can't, as much as Matt Hancock keeps selling this whole thing that when the vaccines are available, we're giving it to the black, Asian, and minority ethnic first. And people, I'm like going, you what? So you're well aware that it's more socio-economic, and these people live in large family groups and blah blah blah. So if the kid goes to school, and we all know children are vats. They are vats for germs and bugs.
Yeah.
Like my son used to come home when he was little, come home with a little runny nose, and I'd be like, going, fix him up. And then he'd be like running around, gone back to school, better within hours.
Yes.
Better within hours.
Yes.
Then next thing, I've got a runny nose, mash up for 2 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they have an amazing immune system, right?
Yeah.
So when you're living in a close family network, and that makes its way through the family and it gets to your grandparents or whatever, And if they've got any underlying health issues, of course it's going to mash them up.
Yeah. Yeah.
And unfortunately, some of them will pass, but that's what flu does
Yes.
every single year.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get too political on this, but
I know.
I have my
We have had a
views.
conversation before, so I know. Yeah.
Yeah, I have my views on this, and it's one of them things. Like I'm definitely not an anti-vax or anything like that, because I think vaccines have a place and stuff like that. But there's certain things that need to be addressed
Yeah.
before you start a roll out and start stab people in them
Yeah.
shoulder. Try that one. Oh, that one didn't work.
Yeah.
Try that one. We've got about 4 or 5. I'm like,
I just I think I realize the power of media, of what
oh, big time.
how it's used. That's what I realized this year, how they can manipulate things to make you feel a certain way. So yeah.
And this was predicted back in the 50s and 60s by the CIA and all the rest of it, because they know what they're doing. These people they know how to manipulate, and the education system plays a part, because it's all about conditioning. Because I can tell you all about Henry VIII and his wives and Thomas Edison and all the rest of it, but you come and tell me about who invented the traffic light, who invented blood transfusion, who invented the closer CCTV and all the rest of it. And when you start to look into all of that, you start thinking, that was a black person. That was a black person.
Yeah.
So the traffic light system, red, amber, green, was invented by, and that's what the whole world runs by. But they don't teach you that at school.
No, they didn't. Because I like you, I knew all about history, about Henry VIII and all of that. I knew all of that. So
Yeah.
You're right.
History is taught. History is made by the winners.
Yeah.
The conquerors tell you what history is. You know what I mean?
I like that. I think I'm going to use that one.
History is made by the conquerors, not by the conquered. You get what I'm saying?
Okay. All right. Yeah. Where's my pen? Okay. Anyway, it's been recorded.
I think it's a phrase that's out there, but it's one of those phrases that I look at and I go, you know what? You got a point.
Yeah.
Because if you look into, because lockdown for me it's been educational, because it gives you an opportunity to question things and look at what's going on. And if you don't use the opportunity to ask, why am I being told to stay in my house? Why am I being told to stay away from my family and people and friends and all the rest of it? If you're not asking that question and then coming to a conclusion in your own mind and just accepting what you're told.
Yeah.
But you can tell me everything about what's happening on Selling Sunset on Netflix, or you know what's happening in the box sets and all the rest of it, then you've wasted your time.
Yes. True. True. So how did that song come about though? Because that's a
sorry, I digress.
No, it's good. No, because it leads on to, it sort of sets a seed for that song, because it's a very powerful message,
It leads on to the fact that I was approached by Mukhtar and Simon DeGal. Simon DeGal is the Apache Indian's cousin. I've known those boys for Simon I've known for 40 years or so, from when we used to run around in Birmingham in like Handsworth Leisure Centre, making music and stuff like that. So I've known those boys for years, before they did number 1 in the Bombay charts. I know them tuned it with the Apache back in the day. But he approached me and said, we've got this project, we've got the music, we've got the lyrics, but we need to put the lyrics to the music.
Yeah.
And if you could then either change it or reduce or extend or blah, blah, blah. But, so they brought me in to create melody.
Yeah.
Basically, when Bernie Taupin writes his lyrics, he gives it to Elton John. Elton John sits down and then he interprets it and puts music around it.
Okay.
And that's how they work.
Right.
He writes it like a poem or whatever. So you got that structure, song structure like a poem, and the hook, and blah, blah, blah. And Elton John does it. So they came to me to sort of do a similar thing.
Yeah.
Where I just came up with the melody around the lyrics. And because the lyrics were so militant, I made sure it couldn't be too sort of like floaty and we are the hidden hands. Because we are the hidden hands. so easy to ignore. And just like,
Yeah.
blah, 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 blah.
It was strong. Yeah. It is strong. Sorry. Yeah.
And it was feeding, the whole thing was feeding into the fact that they say the BAME, Black, Asian, minority ethnic community was, I think it was 3 or 4 times more likely to die from COVID than anyone else in the community. Bearing in mind that the jobs that Black, Asian, and minority ethnics do puts them in more contact with people. That you'll be train drivers, bus drivers, nursery, nurses. Sorry, not nursery nurses. Nurses. You know what I mean? Cleaners. Blah blah. So the chances of them coming in contact with this thing is a hell of a lot higher than someone like the Queen or Prince Charles.
And they don't explain that part. They don't explain the reason. They just put it out there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Forced to keep my mouth shut so you won't hear me cry. I hear the weekly cheering, they toast the NHS. Some of us have value and some have less. We are the hidden hand, so easy to ignore. We are the hidden hand, we come from many shores. We are the hidden hand, weathering the storm, all in this together, but we die 4 times more.
Leaving family in despair. No loving hands to hold me. 3 children left behind. My body black invisible, swept by the violent tide.
We are the hidden hand, so easy to ignore. We are the hidden hand, we come from many shores. We are the hidden hand, weathering the storm, all in this together, but we die 4 times more.
Make me see the and call me a real Rastaman. From the bloody empire outpost to the trenches of the slum. From the inner city barricades to the frontline walls of rum. We are the cleaners, porters, drivers, and migrants to this land. We are the cooks, the guard, the carers. With history reveal their plans.
because obviously my mom came over here because a letter went out saying we need people from the Commonwealth to come to England to
Same as
drive the
my
trains and the
yeah.
buses, and hence why we're here. And I
Mhm.
keep saying to people, when people say go back to where you come from, I said I wouldn't be here if you didn't go there. I wouldn't be here.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
tough your eyes.
Yeah. Yeah. Because that's what they did. Yeah. But my parents came over for the same reason. Yeah.
Yeah. So a lot of those people still occupied those jobs,
Hmm.
and that's frontline.
Yes.
So that yeah.
Yeah.
And if you've got any underlying health conditions, like a lot of our people suffer from diabetes and high blood pressure because of salt, because we like our food salty and all that sort of stuff, and the
Yeah.
lack of vitamin D. I can see you getting the sun right now in your face.
Yeah.
And the vitamin D and all the rest
Yeah.
of it, which they keep discrediting, and then they credit and then they discredit, saying it
Yeah.
helps. No, it doesn't. Yes, it does. No, it doesn't. But from I've been made aware, I call them my happy pills. When winter comes, I always take vitamin D.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
If I'm in a sunny climate, if I'm traveling the world, I'm in a sunny climate, I don't need to take
You
it.
don't need to take them. No. Yeah.
My skin's getting what it needs. But in this
That's
climate,
right.
where there's not enough of the rays to give me what I need, I take a tablet.
Take your tablet. Yeah.
That's probably
That's a good
why I'm always smiling. That's my drug of choice. My drug of choice is vitamin D or D3.
Vitamin D or D3. Yeah. Yeah. My
Vitamin
doctor
C
gave
and
them
zinc.
as well. My doctor
There
gave
you-
them as well. Yeah. Yeah. I hear you.
See there? See there?
See there. So, right. Before we talk about your latest single, what have you been doing?
Just been during this whole lockdown educating myself. Signed up for courses on this site called Udemy. I don't know if I can say that on here. But
I was doing it as well. I've been looking at courses. Yeah. Yeah.
Just doing things.
Yeah.
You froze for a second. Just doing things. Picked up the guitar again. I picked up the guitar back in '94 and locked it away. And I'll tell you how bad it is when you pull the guitar out and then your wife goes, who I've been with for 15 years, may I add.
Oh wow.
And she goes, I never knew the guitar looked like that. And I'm like, what? What? She said, that's a nice guitar. I went, you've never seen this guitar? She said, you've never taken it out of the case. I've seen the case move around the houses. When we move from this place to that place, the case comes with us.
Oh
I'm
wow.
like, wow, this is embarrassing.
Oh wow. Wow.
So the guitars come back out, trying when I've got the patience, because I'm the kind of person, I just want to do it. I just want to go up there and be like George Benson. I just want to just boom, drop it, start dropping the tune.
Yeah.
Instead of ding 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 ding, doing scales. I'm like, oh man, I already do scales for my voice. Do I have to do scales for this as well?
Yeah. That's
trying to brush up on my French, stuff like that.
So you can speak French.
Parlez-vous français un petit peu?
I interviewed another artist. I didn't know she could speak French. Oh, that's really good. That's very good. You make me jealous now. I'm going to have to go away and do some courses now. Very good.
Well, I think if you try and learn a language, it keeps those pathways and those synapses firing, and keeps the brain active.
Yeah.
There's too many people getting dementia, and I'm like, yeah, you're getting dementia because all you do is watch EastEnders and yamming fried food.
I've been thinking about that actually. Yeah. The increase in dementia. Yeah.
Yeah, that's if I get political again. If you look at what the biggest killer is right now, at the top of the list is still dementia. COVID is way down.
Yeah.
Way down.
Yeah.
The things that they should be fighting, they're not fighting. But then again, if you want to reduce the pensions, anyway, I'm getting political. Oh yeah, when I first started, I started with back to the top.
Oh gosh, you're making me laugh. I really enjoyed this interview. So right, I Found Love. That's your current single. With
Now that we found love.
Yeah. So that's your current. Is that the only thing in the pipeline at the moment?
There's a couple of things in the pipeline. I'm working with some guys called DNA. So I'm just working on sorting out the vocals because I work from home. So for years I've worked remotely. So the lockdown for me has not been a situation that stopped me from working because I work from home anyway.
That's good.
A lot of the stuff that I create, like even Hidden Hands, but to do Hidden Hands, I was sent the parts, I worked them all out from home, recorded all the parts, sent them back up to Birmingham, and then the people in Birmingham distributed and found who they wanted to sing all the different parts, and then sent them their sections and stuff like that, and then they got together, recorded it separately, and sent it all to Simon, and Simon sorted it out. What lockdown has revealed is that I have been approached by a lot of people like going saying, Errol, I need to have a situation at home because I don't record at home, because obviously if you have to go to a studio and they're locked, and you still want to work, so there was a sudden influx of people trying to buy recording equipment online, trying to buy cameras and stuff. So if you went online and you tried to find a camera so that you could broadcast over Zoom or whatever, they were gone. It's the same way as if you went to the shop to try and find baking stuff, rinse out, because everyone's at home, so they got their kids baking.
And toilet rolls. I haven't got that bit yet. I've been trying to understand that since the beginning of the year. What is it about toilet rolls?
I think what it was is when they announced that it was the coronavirus, I think somebody heard norovirus, and then they ran around thinking, the norovirus, may I go poop up myself?
No, because I was so perplexed by it. I asked a question on Facebook, and people thought I was joking, but I wasn't. I was serious. I wanted to know why there was such as panic buying of toilet rolls, because I thought, is there something I've missed? You know, because I was searching everywhere, watching the news. I think,
yeah,
exactly.
The toilet roll on there. No, I think it shows the psyche of our species, because it happened all over the world. If you saw that woman in Australia, they had the trolley full of toilet paper, and they were fighting in the shop, and then the manager had to run the woman saying, you ain't having any of these, and run out of the shop. And then, because obviously people, this is when you see whether people genuinely care about their fellow man and woman, or is it all about yourself? So at the beginning of all of this, just after Caroline Flack passed, and it was like care a little more and blah blah blah, and then when we came into this, it was a clap for the NHS and all the rest of it. And as we're moving down, I'm seeing people become much more about me, and it's less to do with your fellow man. And everyone's there's a level of selfishness and divide and conquer going on, and that's again to do with the media. In my mind, I think we're stronger together as a unit. And if I get political again, they don't want that. Divide and conquer.
I have to agree with you, because it just seems, it's a whole other interview, but it just seems like it's a strategy. It's a plan. I don't think we're all aware of it yet, but that's a whole other.
Well, I try and I don't just put up stuff on my page for putting it up sake. I research it first. And then I just give you the information. And there was a situation that I noticed today where I got the information from the CDC. The CDC is the Center for Disease or something disease, control disease or blah blah in America. So it's a very important body. And they put up a scenario of the death rate for from COVID and different scenarios. And this is from the CDC. I then took the section, put it up on my wall, and someone fact checked and said it was false news. I'm like going, this is funny. This is from the CDC. So how is this? I said, this is fact. This is fact from the government, from the American government. This is CDC. I said, this is interesting. So I look at all of that and I go, yeah, there's something going on here. If I'm giving you actual facts that I've not made up, I've actually got them from the government website, then something's going on.
Something's going on. Yeah. Oof, oof, we keep circling this subject.
Because you know why? Because it's a talking point right now.
Yeah, yeah.
Because we'll have been in and out of this for a year.
Yes.
The only reason why they've given us furlough, it was going to be the JSS, and they've extended the self-employment scheme, is because till March. It's because they're going to be doing this till March. They ain't going to pay you. They ain't going to pay you. They ain't going to pay you to sit at home till March for nothing, and they're going to be taking it in and out of lockdown until then. So people buckle up.
I thought so, because it was said that Boris said we'll conquer it by spring, and I thought yeah. And
now they hope to have us all vaccinated by the end of summer.
We have to have another interview.
Back to the music.
Back to the music. Oh gosh. Okay, so tell us your social media handles where people can find all your stuff.
You can find me on Facebook, Errol Reid Music. China Black, official China Black is on Facebook as well.
Okay.
I'm on Instagram. China Black's on Instagram. Just look for Errol Reid. Look for the guy that's always smiling.
Yes, you are always smiling.
Or sitting in a chair trying to look like a don.
Yes, I like that picture actually. Yeah.
That's my picture. That's one of my favorite pictures. I go,
nice.
I want to tell you a story.
Yeah. It's very thoughtful. Very nice picture. Yeah. But Errol, yeah, go on. Sorry.
No. I was just going to say you can find me on all the social medias.
Yes. If perchance nobody knows who you are, which I very much doubt. But it's been lovely talking to you. I could sit and talk to you for ages, and that is the truth. I think the first time I spoke to you, we did speak for a while. So, but I think I will speak to you offline anyway. But yeah, it's been lovely talking to you, and we would probably have a part 1 and a part 2 of this interview because we talked for a while. But
we didn't even get into the heart of the dance music, which is 20 years.
Oh gosh.
Well, it's all good. We've got another section, but if you can put my social media and handles on here, and then we'll do a part 2 when you're ready.
Yeah, we'll do a part 2. Yeah. That'd be
great. We're locked down till March.
Yeah. Yeah. I might call it Errol Reid, the dance years, or the dancing. Yeah, something like that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Wicked.
Okay. Right. Until then, take care. Look after yourself.
Thank you for having me.
Look forward to hearing all about you. Okay, and I hope your record does well.
Thank you. I'm now going to go and slap Livingston Brown.
Okay. All right. See you later.
Take care. Bye.
Okay. Bye-bye. Bye.
Now that we found love.